Welcome back, my dear friends, and now we are going to learn about the sequential circuit. So, what we have just completed was a journey of the combinational circuit. So, let's see that how we have completed our combinational circuit so far. Well, we have gone a long way through it, right? Yes, absolutely. In the combinational circuit, we have gone through a long way. So this was our digital logic and design, and we have completed the combinational circuit through all the kind of the possible application, which is multiplexer, demultiplexer, decoder, encoder, and full adder, half adder, and all that such things that you have seen. Okay, but the most important thing is it was not having any memory, and now what we're going to learn and work upon is based upon the memory element. So this is going to be interesting. So let's get into it. So first thing first, let's establish its definition so that we understand that what we are dealing with. Well, let me write it down and you can read it slowly so that we can learn together. Okay. A sequential circuit whose whose output depends not only on the the present state of input, but also on what its input conditions what its input conditions have been in have been in past. Well, this is the thing that I wanted to present you. So what does it actually mean? Let's understand it in my way. So what I'm gonna tell you here is a simple thing. Imagine that if we were not having any memory, so you have even forgot that which section we are in, because that is not what you have to deal with. In this case you are acting like combination circuit, but the reality is, well, this is fiction, and the reality of us as a smart human being and you as being a genius student, the reality is we work as sequential circuit. We work as sequential circuit. It means we have memory so that we can learn, relate, and change and manipulate the outputs. So this is how the reality actually works. Well, we also use this kind whenever we have the RAM system, we use something like this. I'm not saying exactly, but something like this. And when we talk about the ROM or secondary memory or anything that stores, we are talking about the memory. Memory means storing, and storing means something you have to keep, and that is the sequential circuit. This is what we have written here exactly. Output depends, output depends not only on present state of input, but also on what input conditions it's gone through in the past. Like if you are a soldier, you have gone through a particular kind of the training. If you are a high school student, you have gone through a particular syllabus. If you are studying English, as we are talking, you have gone through the ABCD, and from all that basics of the grammar, noun, pronoun, voice, tense, and all that things. So this is the way the memory works, and this influence how you are gonna understand what I'm speaking, how you're gonna understand that what's going on. So this indeed influence so many things. So this is the role of the sequential circuit. I hope you have established in your mind that what does it mean to be sequential circuit. Okay, let me present the box diagram. Well, this is the favorite for the engineers, trust me. Okay, so this is the thing, and I'm gonna write here. You will see that what does it actually mean. In just a moment, I just have to write inside the box, and then you will get amazed that what is actually going on. Okay, so I'm writing the very basic thing first. That will not excite you that much, but later that it will going to excite you very much. So this is gonna be our input. Well, we know that. This is gonna be our output. Well, obviously we know that. So what's inside the box? The theme of the topic. The theme of the topic is this is combinational circuit. Combinational circuit. Hey, wait. Yes, I'm here. You just wrote it wrong. Sorry to say that, but you just did something wrong. Uh, just see here. We are studying the sequential circuit. The top over here. It's sequential circuit. It's not combination circuit. Or how you can write this combination circuit? How? How you can do that? Well, you are absolutely right, my dear friend, but I'm gonna amaze you. Well, how? Just wait for a single moment. I just made this second box too. Well, this second box change everything because I'm going to add the memory element. And now the entire scenario changed up. How? Well, combinational circuit with memory is actually sequential circuit. Now it's gonna be amazing, right? So whatever we have learned in the combination circuit, it was not a waste of the time. It was indeed very useful because just add the memory and that becomes sequential circuit. Isn't it amazing? Well, for me it seems like very amazing thing. So let's learn that how the sequential circuit act. Well, sequential circuit. I'm writing SC. I hope you understand that very clearly, obviously. Okay. So we have two categories in here. First is asynchronous. Asynchronous. And the second part that we're gonna have here is synchronous. Synchronous. Well, you can write the sequential circuit for both of them. So it's asynchronous or synchronous or asynchronous or synchronous, whichever way you like to pronounce it, doesn't matter. Well, let's see what it actually means. So the synchronous thing. Let's see the synchronous thing first. Asynchronous thing. I mean, the system was was uh, was output. Well, can you guess? Depends. Well, what depends, right? Upon the order in which its input variable changes. Well, I'm gonna explain this. Till that time you can just ponder at what it actually means. That's why I'm writing everything also, so that you can see, you can ponder. That is the most important thing. We are not caring that you are getting the right conclusions or not. We are caring that how much You are pushing yourself to think, because that will going to be foundation for your learning. And if it's something new that your mind came up with, maybe you will invent something entirely new. So there's always a hope and chance for that. So just let's complete its definition form that I'm trying to write here. So just let's complete it. And can be affected any instant of time. Well, this is the meaning of the synchronous. I'm going to explain it in the simplest way and the most funny one too. Till that time, let's just complete the definition for the synchronous one. Well, if these things seems a little boring to you, you are like me, but this is the process of learning. So let's learn everything that we have here. I'm gonna amaze you in the synchronous thing. Well, how? I'm not gonna write so much thing. I'm gonna just write a simple thing. Synchronous sequential circuit have clock signal. Well, what's the clock? Well, that clock, the timing. Like here we have the clock on the downside where you can see that how much the video is left. So that kind of the clock. Clock signal as one of its input. You cannot change the clock by output, well, unless you have a time machine that we don't have we don't have yet. So we can enforce, or we can force the the change in in output only on discrete instant of time. Now, that's all for now that I'm going to present you. Well, there is more about the clock, but we will going to see that in a moment. Okay, so what does it actually mean? Well, the definition is right in front of you, and I'm not going to bore you again and again repeating the same definition. So I'm going to teach you in my way. Well, what is the meaning of a synchronous sequential circuit? So, well, if you ponder, that's very simple. Imagine there is a line. Which line? A conveyor belt type line that we all know. The conveyor belts are there. It moves down the things and all that way. Well, it's not a vehicle that I'm trying to make. It's just a conveyor belt, in which we have the products like product 1, product 2, product 3, product 4, and so on. So this is 1, 2, and let's say this is n. So there are n products. Well, imagine if I change this product like from here to here. So at the receiving end, what I'm gonna get for the nth product, it seems like this way. You can call it vertical way. It was like horizontal way previously, as you can see here, and I just inverted it, so it got inverted. Well, it seems very simple, right? So this is the thing, that the output changes or depends on the input variable. Like if you change the way you are giving the input, like you are not giving like these and you are just presenting like these red lines that I have presented here, so the nth output is like this. Change the input and you will get a changed output. That simple. And now it's turn to learn about the synchronous sequential circuit. Now, what we're gonna do? Again, let's make a conveyor belt, maybe this time a little bit beautiful. Okay, I'm trying to draw the things. Uh, okay, so something like this. Okay. So what we're gonna have? Again, we're gonna have the products 1, 2, 3, and so on and on and on. But this time, but this time, there is a change. Like we have a clock. We have a clock. And in that clock, if we set that on the third second, let's say for the ease of the understanding, we are taking this thing like every product is taking 1 second to give the output, 1 second to give the output, or furnace product, or whatever you call it, whatever way you like to call it. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we set it the clock for the 3 second time, and in the third second it's written that invert it. So what it's gonna do till the time when 3 reaches all the way to here, so the 3 will get changed or inverted. Just 3, nothing else. The 1 gone in this way, the 2 came in this way, but the 3 is gonna come in this way. And then if you are talking about the 4, that will gonna come up this way, 5, this will gonna come up this way, unless we have all the clock cycles that we have changed. So this is the meaning. We can change a discrete or programmed. Well, obviously this subject is learned by the help of the programming. The programmers are the performers on the stage. We are learning to build the stage, so we also have to learn that how the programmer is going to think. You do not want to change everything at that instant of the time, so you can set or program the things so that a particular time will change a particular variable, and on getting the input you get a particular result. Like the simplest example is just use an alarm clock. Let's say you have an alarm clock. Well, in your phone these days we have in our phones, you have set an alarm of let's say 2:30 a.m. Well, this is my morning schedule. I wake up at this time every day. So 2:30 a.m. Yes, it seems like insane, but that is the reality. I wake up in this time. So 2:30 a.m. Your alarm will going to wake you up. Hey, wake up, my dear friend. Well, this is not the song. This was not the song to listen in the morning in my voice, of course. So this is the alarm. Now, what it's gonna do at 2:29? Nothing. No alarm is going to ring, but at 2:30 it will going to ring. So this is a kind of programming that we have done, that when the clock reaches 2:30 it will going to ring. A particular program is going to hit and start function, or you can say start its operation. So in this case it will ring, it will start ringing. So this is the meaning of the synchronous sequential circuit. I hope I have made my point clear and you have understood it very well. And what in this case, well, this was not the clock, so we are not having clock, so I cannot give you the example of the clock right here. Okay, so this was exactly the meaning that I wanted to present you. Whose output depends upon the order in which its input variable change and can affect any instant of time. Like we do not know, as we do not have the clock, so we do not know when this thing is gonna change the things. So we do not know when it's gonna change. But in this case, we have clock signal, so we know exactly when a function has to hit and change the output on the discrete instant of time. Well, here discrete instant time, it means simply that on that particular instant of the time. So I hope you have learned this thing quite clearly and conveniently. And now it's time to learn and explore the world of flip flops that change the things entirely. I mean it entirely. So, from this point, this is gonna be real marvel. So, stick with me, take care, God bless, and keep learning, my dear friend.